All right. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and a double honors to the apostles of GMS who give out the 100% truth. And, you know, a lot of these things that we're seeing happen in today's time is very prophetic, coming from the good book. And we're seeing that these devils are going out there and causing mayhem. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are on this earth, they're causing mayhem in every nation, right? And these nations, these leaders of these nations, okay, they have a debt to pay, right? Because they've slept with the harlot, they slept with the whore to actually do what? To push the wickedness, all right? And especially in Babylon, okay, which is also known as America, right? This daughter, okay, the daughter of Babylon is actually America in the Bible. All right, let's get that real quick. All right, we're gonna go to Psalms. Salakia, one moment. Psalms 1, chapter 137, verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. And what has Babylon served? Death, pestilence, okay? All forms of wickedness, okay? Idolatry, any form of wickedness you could think of under the sun, man. Babylon has served it, right? And that same energy that is pushed out to the four corners of the earth is going to come right back on her head, right? So let's go into what's going on currently, right? As you can see, a lot of nations such as Cuba, right, which is have a Trump fuel blockade, causes blackouts and waste in the streets. We're going to get into that. Then you have Venezuela, who's had their president snatched up out of that nation, quick, fast. Also, you're going to have a war that's going on in the Middle East that's brewing. Okay, basically we're in the war right now, but it's brewing to the point where everyone's going to be face to face, duking it out. All right, face to face, giving each other the business as Yahweh Bashim Yahushua intended it to be. Right, but right now they're kind of keeping things under wraps. Pushing out entertainment, things to keep you distracted, so that you don't see what's really going on. Right, so I'm gonna bring out an account of this. It looks like she's an Edomite, but who knows? Let's play this video real quick for you guys and pull it up on the screen. Boom.
We're not allowed to leave the resort. It's not possible to get out.
So just just to let you know what it is about. American tourist says she's trapped in a war zone at Mexico resort after the killing of cartel boss. So, the cartel boss was killed a couple days ago. And what's happening is now they're taking it, the cartel members are taking it out on the nation. Okay. They're taking it out on Mexico. And these American travelers, tourists, they're out there and they're getting caught in the crossfire. All right. So this is an American tourist giving her account.
Out right now, because first, we're not allowed to leave the resort under any circumstance. So we're locked down in the resort. And even if we went out on the streets, the cartel would stop us and force us to get out of the car and light the car on fire. So the whole city is under lockdown. No one is going out because everyone is scared of getting stopped by the cartel. It is definitely really scary. I hope that it ends soon. This is supposed to be like a vacation, a sanctuary where everything is peaceful. And then now it's like I'm currently in a war zone. They're lighting buses on fire, so there are explosions. And yeah, I saw 5 of them from my room. yesterday, and it's still really smoky. Like my eyes burn when I go outside, and it smells very smoky. Like the first thing in the morning, I opened the door and it was like an immediate rush of smoke. I do feel like more of a target knowing that we are involved. And I feel like the cartel is a little angry that the US is involved. So I'm scared that I'm going to be targeted more. Um, I think that we should have been warned in some sort of way, or at least they could have put out a travel advisory to not travel to Mexico during this time if they knew they were going to do something like this. It's not possible to get out right now because first we're not allowed to leave the resort under any circumstance, so we're locked down in the resort, and even if we went out on the streets, the cartel would stop us and force us to get out of the car and light the car on fire. So the whole city is under lockdown. No one is going out because everyone is scared of getting stopped by the cartel. It is definitely really scary. I hope that it ends soon. This is supposed to be like a vacation, a sanctuary where everything is peaceful, and then now it's like I'm currently in a war zone. They're lighting buses on fire, so there are explosions. And yeah, I saw 5 of them from my room yesterday, and it's still really smoky. Like my eyes burn when I go outside, and it smells very smoky. Like the first thing in the morning, I opened the door and it was like an immediate rush of smoke.
All right. So you get the point. The point is all hell's breaking loose in Mexico right now, right? And what it seems like these American tourists don't understand, and what they're talking about. Someone should have warned us, gave us a heads up, man. Hey, this devil's not going to give you a heads up, right? He's not going to give you a heads up. The prophets, okay, gave a heads up and are giving a heads up. Okay, the apostles are giving a heads up of GMS. They've been making videos, standing on the highways and byways for decades doing this, giving the heads up. All right, they're letting you know what's to take place. All right, and let me bring out Mark. All right, let's go to Mark chapter 13, verse 33. All right, Mark chapter 13, verse 33. Verily I say unto you, that this generation shall not pass till all these things be done. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is. Okay? So you don't know when the time of the day is. You're not going to get a warning from Esau or these elites or these devils. You're not going to get a warning of them telling you, hey, we're going to start this tomorrow. We're going to all hell's going to break loose, right? In the next week. Esau is going to do as much wickedness in the background until it comes to light, right? We're going to bring the next scripture up. Give me 1 second, right? Because this devil's being exposed for who he really is. Salakia, 1 second. Let's go to Luke 12. All right, let's go to Luke 12, verse. So Luke 12, verse 3. Yeah. Let's start at verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. And that's what people are starting to see, especially with the invention of the internet, covering all forms of wickedness online. I seen of a brother on he made a video talking about like the internet being invented has been able to given him, right, the exposure to see all forms of wickedness, because back in the day before the internet you was only exposed to your zip code or your area code. So if you seen a crime happening in front of you, that was, you only seen what was uh shown to you in your area or your intermediate circle. Right now, the internet, you can see something happening across the nation, you can see something happening across the seas. Right, we're having eyes on everything, to see what's really happening. So now we're seeing what's going on in Mexico. We see what happened in Venezuela, all right, when the US troops stormed over there and took the president, right? Now I'm going to show you what's happening in Cuba. Okay? All forms of uprisings are happening globally. All right? The earth is not going to go into a rest mode. There's not going to be a rest until Yahweh, okay? All right? Yahweh sends Yahweh Shai down to come slay these demons and this devil. Satan needs to be cast under, man. This thing needs to be brought up to the point of World War III, and then it's going to be Yahweh Shai versus the number one contender, which is going to be Esau, man. Esau is going to get slain with the sword. All right, and 2/3 of our people. So let's continue, because you're gonna see a lot of things that's been brewing in the background, right? And so much going on that the time that's coming upon us to keep up, it's real. If you don't have this knowledge and wisdom to keep up with these things, man, it's gonna be like a spin cycle. Your brain is gonna be all over the place, man, because you're not gonna know who or what to go to give you the actual direction, right? To keep you steady in the times that we're coming upon. Okay, let's go to this video right quick. The Cuba crisis. Let me play this video.
This, the state of Cuba desperately running out of oil supplies because it's reliant on Venezuela for fuel, and the US blocking imports of oil from there threatens to grind this island to a halt. The problem is everywhere to be seen in Havana, and this now a threat to public health. No fuel to power the rubbish trucks.
Now it's serious, critical, very critical. It's prone to causing diseases which are caused by garbage. Please do something about this.
And no fuel for homes, schools, hospitals, causing blackouts for much of the day. Cuba's iconic 1950s cars replaced by these electric bikes, the only way to get around in a country being choked off from its supplies. Life in Cuba has become almost unrecognizable for the Caribbean island, which usually attracts millions of tourists a year.
I used to be a driver. I used to drive an El Medron, and I worked every day, but because of the gasoline and oil situation, we've had to take this alternative, find a tricycle to keep moving the population. There's no other way.
Cuba's communist ideology has put it at odds with the world's biggest superpower for years. It's now stuck between accepting White House demands or facing a crisis that could snowball into catastrophe for citizens. Trump says it needs to make a deal or face the consequences, seeing a potential chance for a Cuban government to fall.
Cuba is right now a failed nation. They don't even have jet fuel to get for airplanes to take off. They're clogging up their runway. We're talking to Cuba right now. I have Marco Rubio talking to Cuba right now, and they should absolutely make a deal because it's really a humanitarian threat.
South America is a region split at the moment. Traditional alliances bending under the pressure of US involvement. These were much needed supplies from Mexico being shipped in last week. But its government now halting shipments after the US threatened tariffs against countries that send supplies to Cuba. But not everyone there agrees with the Sheinbaum administration, with demos against what some Mexicans can say is economic suffocation for Cubans, and Chile's far-right president-elect saying it won't be lending Cuba a hand either.
I do not agree with giving direct economic aid to a government that has imposed a dictatorship for more than 60 years and has left the Cuban people in a very deprived, inhumane situation.
Russian tourists at the airport in Havana being repatriated, but while an inconvenience for its holidaymakers, this is potentially an opportunity for Russia itself, because Cuba now needs oil, and badly. Russia could be the one to provide it.
Yeah. So what do you see that's going on here? This is the devil coming down with great wrath. You know his time is short, right? He knows his time is short. So let's go to Revelation 12, chapter 12, verse 12. Okay. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And that's the realization this devil has, is he knows he has a short time. Okay, his time of reign is right at the door, over. Okay, once Yahushua makes that entrance, man, it's over for these devils. Okay, and they understand this, and that's why they're going to try to squeeze as much wickedness as they can. You know, as much wickedness as they can, they're going to try to squeeze it in. Why? Because they're trying to take a bunch of you Israelites down with them. They're trying to, right? And this goes going to another point. Salaki, 1 second. All right. Let's go to 1 Peter. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 5. Let's do 1 Peter. Salakia. Chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Okay, he is seeking who he may devour. That's his goal. He's just going about, right, trying to take you Israelites with him, because he knows his time is very short. Okay, these are the times we're in right now. Okay, another video. Let's go into the Middle East. So we just went where? We went from Mexico to Cuba, and this is all in the span of a couple weeks. But now let's go to the Middle East. The Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, has blessed us, okay, with this internet to see the truth for what it really is, man.
Tense times right now across the Middle East. U.S. officials telling Fox News tonight that Secretary of State Marco Rubio will travel here to Israel on February 28th. He is scheduled to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to discuss the ongoing Iranian nuclear negotiations. And we know all of.
So what does this mean? Iran has their hand on hypersonic missiles. Let's look this up. I'm gonna let it play. While I'm looking it up, I'm gonna let it play. This is deadly, man.
This comes as President Trump multiple times today, once again, releasing an olive branch for the Iranians and offering them a peaceful solution, a path for diplomacy. But once again, the president said if they do not take that diplomatic option, that very bad things could happen. In the backdrop, there is a massive U.S. military buildup across the region. We know the world's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, is making its way into the Mediterranean Sea. You also have the carrier strike group in the Arabian Sea, a variety of U.S. destroyers in the Red and Mediterranean Seas, and a variety of U.S. fighter jets in places like Jordan and Qatar. All of this air power is being described by analysts as the largest Air Force buildup in the Middle East since the 2003 invasion of Iraq. Sean?
All right, Trey Yanks will check in as developments warrant. Thank you. As we do speak, Trey, what's the latest on the ground there?
Now look, I'm gonna read the scripture before I get into that scripture, right? Now look, look how wicked this devil is. This devil Esau don't care about a damn thing. Now look at Esau's response, right, to what's going on in the Middle East and what they're planning on doing as far as form of attack, right? Because now they're gonna be the aggravators to to Iran. So let's look what they plan on doing. They plan on attacking Iran during Ramadan.
Reason as to why this is all happening right now.
Oh man.
Getting ready to attack Iran, and I think we're all overlooking the very strategic reason as to why this is all happening right now. Ramadan has just started on February 17th, and it will go until March 19th. This means that Muslims are fasting all day, and also means that.
So the way Esau's wicked mind works, right? He's like, they're fasting. Let's attack them while they're weak. Right?
They are abstaining from drinking water all day. It is an absolute 100% fast from dawn until dusk. They will also continue to pray at their regularly set 5 times a day, regardless of if they're at a time of war or peace. Trump gave Iran 10 to 15 days to reach a nuclear deal, and a weakened Iran during Ramadan is one of the things that may have Iran reach a deal a lot quicker. The United States is getting ready to attack Iran, and I think we're all over.
What is that saying? All fair in love and war. Okay, all's fair in love and war. Esau don't give a damn, so he's going to, by any means, okay, give them that ultimatum, right, to reach a deal because they have what? They have hypersonic missiles. I'm going to explain to you people who don't know what hypersonic missiles are. Let me go into it real quick. Iran has developed and unveiled Fatah 1. 2023 and Fatah 2 late 2023, claiming them to be indigenous hypersonic missiles capable of traveling at speeds up to Mach 13 to 15 with a 1400 to 1500 kilometer range. These maneuverable solid fuel missiles are designed to evade advanced defense systems, with the RGC claiming they can bypass systems like the Iron Dome, which is in Israel, and Arrow. Okay, so this is the least of them shall draw them out. Right? Let's pull that scripture up. We're going to go to Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45. And all this is prophecy. Right, so going back to that first video clip I played, where the girl was asking for a warning. Oh, I wish the U.S. would have given us a warning about what's going to happen in Mexico. Listen, this is your warning right here. Take heed. Right, do some actual research. Listen to the apostles. Okay, the brothers on the streets, the highways and byways, giving out the lessons. Right, pay attention. All right, or you could just go back to your meaningless life and wait for your pending doom. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, that he had taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Okay. And Iran, like if you pull up a map of Iran, okay, they're the least, man. You got Iran, and you got Israel. You know what I'm saying? You got the whole Middle East there, right? Let's see. Let's pull this up. The Valley of Jehoshaphat, right? Let's go. I think Joel. We're gonna go to Joel. Yep, Joel 3. Joel chapter 3. I'm gonna start at verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Okay, so now you are getting, okay, the description. The Most High Yahweh is letting you know, okay, what is going to take place future wise. Verse 3, and they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. So he's letting you know what happened to his people and why he will gather the nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. He's telling you these are the reasons why World War III is going to happen, okay, for what they've done to my people, right? Verse 4, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head. Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children of Judah, the children also of Judah, and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. All right. Behold, I will rise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return to your return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord has spoken it. And all this in modern terms, and to the young-minded, the young generation terms, the Lord is going to get back. Okay, this is what you call to get back. All right. Okay, and for you guys that don't believe, the Lord doesn't believe in get back. You know, you might believe in karma, you know, these other, you know, worldly things and sayings. You know, the Lord's not mocked. Okay, we're gonna put it like that. Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And that's what this devil has sown, man. Death, slavery, rape, murder, all these things across, especially when it comes to our nation of people and scattered us, all these things he spread across the earth. That he shall also reap. He's going to reap these things upon his own head. His nation, his descendants will receive these judgments. Okay. But first, the snake will bite his tail. Esau will go down, right, as ash and stubble. And this is the outcome of touching God's people. All right, the apple of his eye. Okay. Let me see if I have another one here. Salakia. I think that's it. Salakia, one moment. So I'm going to end it off with this scripture right here. Let's go to Ephesians. You're going to find it here. Chapter 5, verse 14. King James. Okay. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahushua shall give thee light. No, that's the devil. It done froze on me. Okay, we'll read it. It froze on me, so we'll read it from down here. All right. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahushua shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. Okay, so understand the times we're in right now. Understand that the Lord's will be fulfilled. Okay, and His will is for this kingdom, this eon, this age to be done with. Okay, in a magnificent fashion with the returning of Yahushua. Okay, the Lord's will be done. There's nothing Esau can do about it. But for our people who need to wake up out of sleep, this is what you need to take heed to. So, with that being said, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakakadash, and I'll catch you on the next one. Shalom.